Hey everyone, I'm your host Kosh, and this is the Creative Breakthrough Podcast. This podcast was created to give artists the codes to build audiences, to create cash flow, and to make a living doing what they love. Today I have TheGoldnnug. She is a professional makeup artist, she is a content creator, and she is a creative director. For the people in here that are unfamiliar with you, how would you describe what you do in one sentence?
Let's see, I would say I definitely bring creative stories and visions to life in whatever I do. Say it's a shoot, say it's a look, anything like that. Like, it's definitely bringing visions to life. That's my main goal.
Okay, big facts. I agree. I totally agree. I know you, so I know you do that. Okay, I want to understand, what is TheGoldnnug? How did you come up with that name?
Okay, so I actually didn't come up with it. It was like a combination of nicknames that just stuck together. In college, it was like this golden hair that matched my skin tone. So like, people were calling me golden and stuff, and then I chopped it all off. And someone was like, hey, your head is like a nugget. So, TheGoldnnug, it stuck that way.
Basically what you're saying is you embraced looking like a thumb for a period of time.
Yes, precisely, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't have that much confidence around that, so that's appreciated. When do you think you achieved your first creative breakthrough in your career?
I would definitely say in college, when I first started posting my own looks onto social media and stuff like that. I definitely say that's what like catapulted me to even do anything and for people to even want to work with me. What I would do is I would do makeup looks on my friends or on myself, and I would force them, and we would walk around campus, and that would be my promotion. And then I started doing promotion for like people who are running for certain like titles and stuff on campus. It just grew from there, to be honest.
So explain that a little bit deeper. So you would do their makeup, and then you would like have them basically walk the campus as models?
Precisely. Yeah, and that's honestly how I started taking clients. My very first client was my RA in my dorm. And then I worked from there. Like, I remember late nights, it would be after practice or something like that, and there's this strip called the Promenade, and so everyone's up and down the Promenade and stuff like that, and I would make them walk the Promenade.
What university was this?
This was Bowie State University.
So as you built your business, because you talked about that was kind of like the start of your business, where do you think you failed, or what failures did you like deal with as you built this?
Ooh, what failures? I would say towards the beginning, I wasn't as consistent as I could have been or should have been. There was a lot of self-doubt, a lot of imposter syndrome. There was a lot of just holding myself back from what I knew I could do. Just because either A, I wanted to like be a perfectionist and like perfect whatever I was trying to put out there, or B, I just wouldn't do it. And so I feel like that was like a huge setback for me. No failures, just obstacles. So
yeah, it's a lesson.
Absolutely. And I try to take everything as lessons. So as time go on, I will say a little obstacle as I've been working with clients and stuff like that would definitely be me being a one-man show. So I could either overbook myself, or I book someone and I totally forgot I booked them, and then next thing you know, they're emailing me like, hey, can I show up 10 minutes early? I'm like, what did you book for?
You're like, oh, you are coming.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, let me get up and run. So those have definitely been lessons learned. Yeah, and also when it comes to like working with certain people,
So talk about that.
I definitely say you have to definitely trust yourself and your intuition. Know that every little section of this creative world, it has its course. So like, if things have run their course, like accept that and then move forward. But yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to find people who are genuine, people who have, the same mindset or same goals as you when it comes to the creative space, and then people who don't want to use you. So once you're able to find those people, it's amazing. It's great.
Well, if you want to be really analytical like me, you can get something called the Hexaco personality test, and you can send it to people and tell them to fill it out, and you can look at the results before you work with them.
Oh,
and if they have high diligence and high conscientiousness, then they're good.
Oh, wow.
But it breaks down like a lot of different personality traits. So like if you see something that's just like wild, then you can just be like, no, I'm good. Because that's kind of a strategy, and that kind of like leads me into my next question, which is like, what are 3 strategies or systems that you use or used to build your business?
The use of social media and using it as like a strong suit. I would definitely say, well, one, separating my page from my pro page, which is more geared towards clients and my personal shoot work and stuff like that. Like, that's been a big deal, because at first I am my brand.
Yeah.
But I also do content creation as well for other brands. Being able to separate the two was definitely something that I needed to do. That way it's not too confusing for people. And that way I'm able to talk and share more of like my knowledge and my pro tips when it comes to servicing clients, when it comes to makeup in general and stuff like that. And then I'm able to also still have like my personal side and still show like a lot of my personality on my regular page, which, you know, people love too, but some people, they're not here for that.
What was like the decision maker for that, like to do 2 accounts? Like how did you come to that?
I basically realized it was becoming too congested on my main page, and I was like, okay, it started to overwhelm me a lot. I need some sort of separation here. And it took me a minute because I had a page name saved, but I wasn't feeling it, so I was just waiting until I figured out a name to make for that page, which was, I mean, it was just my name added with pro added on it. Now that we're able to do like the, what's it called? Like the dual posts, like where you're able to post on 2 pages. That helps a lot too, because that also helps drive people from this page to the pro page and vice versa, and then also share content. So
yeah, that's a good strategy for people, just in terms of bouncing people from one place to another, because then I can post the flyer and I can be like, yo, I'm going live with you on the podcast, and then you can just, it's automatically on your page. I wanted to ask you, for makeup artists or maybe just content creators, what tips do you have around, like, because your first thing you said was like being active on social media. So what tips do you have? Because I try to get practical and real. Like, what tips do you have about what kind of content needs to be posted? Like, how does it need to look?
when people first go to your page, period, they'll obviously see the layout. You know, making sure that one, the bio isn't too confusing, straightforward, and it shows exactly what you are, what you do. And then also the actual format of it. I'm not too huge on like a certain aesthetic and stuff like that, but it is pleasing to look at. So like, say like, for instance, like certain color schemes are kind of like flowing well and nicely together, and things aren't too jumbled in the background, or there's not too much, you know, more headspace, stuff like that. Like, I've learned, okay, like maybe I should keep that in mind with certain posts and how I work them and stuff like that. But then I would say also really making use of what's new on whatever platform I'm using. So say for instance, Instagram, everyone knows it's pushing reels. Like it's reels, and then you may see one picture. Say for instance, I do a shoot. I will incorporate those shoot photos into a reel. So that way the photos are still being recognized, they're still being, you know, appreciated and stuff like that and used, but in a video format where people are going to most likely see it. And then it's also like it adds movement, so it makes it more interesting. That's been like a huge strategy right now.
I think that's great. I think you said kind of 2 things that I think people don't really pay attention to, and one is using the new features, right? That's like, it's like if they're pushing a feature, you got to use it. It's pointless not to. They're doing that for a reason. They're trying to expand their users, and so why would you not use it to your benefit? And then the other thing you said is like certain color palettes that are like staying the same. So that's just brand identity. Like, people get so caught up in this sometimes, and they make it so confusing. It's just like, yo, does everything look uniform? Okay, cool. It does, cool. I want to understand, it's like a 2-part question, but the first is, how do makeup artists make money doing what they love?
So I would say, of course, there's word to mouth, which makes it more genuine.
Yeah.
Especially with your client to pro relationship, because you're working with people hands-on. But then also making sure, if you are making use of social media to generate in people, whether it be through get paid through Instagram by sharing your knowledge or just generating more clients and stuff like that, I would definitely say being more consistent and showing up more for yourself. I have a friend and she gives all this advice when it comes to pro makeup artists. Like, she has made her new niche now, not just working with clients, helping pro makeup artists like elevate. So a lot of things I've learned from her is the simple things that we think that we know that may seem like common sense to other people but aren't, share it. Like, for instance, how to book me in the first place. I did a reel on that, booked for the whole month, because people didn't really know how to, like, what steps to take and like what to do exactly. Also, I recently did a reel sharing my prices as a DC makeup artist. Like, usually sharing your prices is taboo, even though it's still public knowledge if people go to your website, and showing examples of each thing and like where to contact me, how to request, something like that. Basic knowledge that we think is basic isn't so basic to other people. So like making sure you're sharing that, because you're just helping other people and you're helping yourself.
Everybody doesn't have the same level of computer savviness, and so I think that's really important. But you said something in there that you kind of just glazed over that I think is important, and you said your prices are public on your website. So I wanted to ask you a specific question about that. what kind of system do you use for booking clients? Because I see this problem with a lot of creatives. They don't have a system to like book.
Yeah, I know some people, you know, they'll just have people email them with like no knowledge going into it, or they just have people doing them, which is like kind of unprofessional in my opinion. But unless you're first reaching out to someone or just have a question. So my system now is, and it just works for me. I still like being able to talk to my client and getting to know them before they lock in. So instead of just having them being able to go on my website, click a date, and then like secure it, what I do is I have a request form. So they get to fill out their name, email, all the information, the package they would want to book for, any allergies, stuff like that. And then after they submit that, we'll have a conversation. So I'll let them know if I'm available or not. You know, that will lead into like, okay, exactly how it's going to go. And usually it's like a 3-step thing. If I say I am available, I let them know my availability, stuff like that, make sure they have written my policies and guidelines and stuff, make sure they're good with that, and I'll link that in the email too, which will go back to my website. And then once they've sent their deposit, they get a confirmation email from me. I locked it in myself, but them being able to like submit the request form, let me know what they want, what event is for, stuff like that, that helps a lot. It's way less stressful than someone locking in themselves and then you're not available, or you may, you know, they lock in for the wrong thing, or you may double book yourself and then you have to go back and refix it. It's just so much more easier.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. Okay, so you may have already answered it, but that was like, how do you make money as a makeup artist? How do you make money doing what you love?
So I have a couple streams. So my bread and butter used to be just straight clients, but now I would definitely say it's split between clients and campaign work with brands. I do work with quite a few brands, and I will say Sephora Squad definitely helped launch me when it came to working with brands, because I was in Sephora Squad 2020, and basically it helps, you know, beauty influencers and content creators be able to work closely with brands that are available at Sephora. That helped launch me and help me build relationships with them and figure out how to actually move when it comes to an actual campaign, contracts, stuff like that. That goes hand in hand as bread and butter now for me. And then also making use of social media. So Reels has the bonus feature. If you make a lot of Reels, you can get paid for the Reels you make. There's that payout every month. That's always a cute little coin, you know?
Yeah. Just, oh, cool. Facebook just deposited whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I wanted to understand, because you spoke about Sephora Squad launching you. How did that come about?
They started Sephora Squad in 2019, and I saw it, but it was too late for me to apply. So I was like, okay, I'll apply the next year. And you have to get testimonials from your followers and stuff like that, and then you'll eventually like either get picked or you don't. But depending on your testimonials, so what people genuinely say about you is what makes or break it. It was kind of like a saving grace because it was right when COVID happened. I was like, okay, now I'm able to actually work with brands more and like, you know, elevate my influencing content creation side. And yeah, it just launched from there. I would say the only thing we weren't able to do was the in-person events, but yeah, we were able to work on paid campaigns throughout our entire year of Sephora Squad, and that was great. I was able to build a lot of relationships with not only brands but like the campaign managers, you know, the team and stuff like that. And then I still get campaigns and brand deals being an alumni.
What was the biggest thing that you learned through that? Because I want to give somebody like a tangible thing that they can take away from approaching the brand deals.
One, being able to look out for what to deal with and what not to deal with. A lot of people don't know the pay period after you have submitted content. There's a lot of rights that have to go into it. So like if a brand sends you a contract and they want to work with a campaign, first of all, make sure they send you a contract. Read thoroughly through it and make sure like you're with what you're agreeing to. A lot of times in there it'll have your pay and it'll have your net. So like there's net 15, net 30, net 60, and net 90. But usually you want to aim for net 15 and 30 because that way you're not waiting a very, very long time for your money to come in, and you usually won't get paid until a week after you've posted your content and submitted your invoice. So it's a lengthy process. It's usually like a month process. And it's like, dang, I actually forgot I did this, you know? And then also learning how to read through your contract, making sure you know all the rights that you're either signing away or agreeing to. There's exclusivity where some brands, they don't want you to post about other brands that have similar product that you're about to promote. for like 2 week before and 2 week after the thing is actually live on your page. So it's a lot that goes into campaigns and people don't realize. It's like, even if it's a simple story post and stuff like that, but not everything's paid. When you wanna make sure that you're building a relationship with the brand you're about to work with, and it's authentically you and something you actually like before even thinking about promoting it and getting paid for it. I would say that's a huge thing, because some people think, oh, you're just promoting stuff just because you're getting paid. Like, no, I actually like what I'm showing you all. I just happen to be getting paid too. So
right. No, this is me. Like, this is authentically me, but also I worked with this brand to be me. I got paid to be myself, basically.
Exactly.
The rights thing is the biggest thing. I'm so glad you brought that up. You're actually going to make me go back and like adjust my YouTube video that I just made about negotiating brand deals, because I need to add exclusivity. I need to add licensing in there, and it's such a huge thing. Like, anytime you read in perpetuity or you read for the rest of time in the universe, that means that you don't own it.
And the thing is, people don't realize they can renegotiate their contracts as well. It's like, just because they're trying to pay you these big bucks, and just because, you know, they're official brand, you know, don't be intimidated, because they have the money, they have the budget, and then two, if you say, well, I'm not okay with that, and they really want to work with you, they wouldn't mind switching certain things around anyways. And people don't realize they can also ask for a fee when a brand wants to use a certain content for a certain period of time. Like, and if they want to keep reusing it, if they reuse it, make sure that you add in there that you want to get repaid every time they use it. A certain percentage of royalties, exactly. So yeah, a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah, no, that's so good. That's so good. No, that's like incredible. Like, this is so good. The last thing I wanted to ask is, so if anybody has any questions, okay, we got a question.
How do you keep content fresh and interesting, setting yourself apart? Okay, so I've actually really been enjoying making reels, like, a lot. It keeps me consistent, but it also keeps my brain flowing. So, like, it helps me relearn the platform and relearn how to format things, but also how to edit. And a lot of people enjoy my editing skills, especially when it comes to showing myself on set and doing people's makeup on set. Yeah, and so a lot of people liked how, like, I was able to fade in, like, the actual products, and you're able to see stuff, but also it wasn't, like, too long. It still kept your attention. I really keep, like, an upbeat feel for the most part, but I also, there's duality with things. Like, it's not always the same thing.
It's kind of like you're documenting what you're doing in life. Come to work with me and see what the fuck I do.
Also paying attention to what my audience likes, too. A lot of them will comment saying, I love this so much, can we see more? Or I would pay attention to if I don't get as much feedback, you know. And yeah, but a lot of people like behind the scenes. They like actually seeing things they wouldn't normally see.
100%. That's where I was going with it. I was just gonna say, the way to keep it fresh is to ask people what they think of it. Usually when somebody comments, they say something that kind of gives you the insight that you need. But sometimes people will DM you like vague stuff. They'll be like, yo, that was dope. And then what you want to do is just make sure you follow up and go like, well, what about it did you think was dope? And then you have a better understanding of what you should be doing in the future.
Exactly.
It's about caring about what your audience wants, because if you don't have an audience or a community, then you're putting out content to no one.
Exactly.
Before you go, I want to ask you, can you tell people how they can connect with you?
Yeah. So if I don't follow back, because I try to follow back as much as possible, but if I don't follow back, I'm always active. So I'm always answering questions in my DMs. I check my request folder a lot on both pages. So follow me at TheGoldnnug and TheGoldnnug Pro. Feel free to DM me anytime if you have any questions concerning content creation, concerning working. I also have my website linked in both of my bios, and that had a lot of my older work that you may not be able to see on my page anymore. And it also has like more about me as a professional.
Thank you for joining me, and I'm gonna wrap it up. So once again, y'all, this is the Creative Breakthrough Podcast, and I'm your host, Kosh. And if you enjoy this podcast, we're giving away weekly codes to help you build audiences, cash flow, and make a living as an artist every week. So if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure you follow me, and I'll see y'all on the next one.